This guy should watch his back. I warned about all this before the war started, and the Republicans and Democrats have done nothing but harass me ever since.
Folks, my guest tonight believes there's hope for Iraq. So do I. I hope Turkey invades and takes it off our hands. Please welcome Colonel Lawrence Wilkerson. Thank you for joining us. I know you're a busy man. Now, let's get your bona fides out here so the audience understands who you are. You were Chief of Staff for Colin Powell while he was Secretary of State.
That's correct, Stephen.
Total insider, right?
I'm total insider.
Total insider. You know what was going on when, and you have complained publicly now that the upper strata of the administration hijacked U.S. foreign policy. True?
That's what I've said.
What strata of the government should hijack foreign policy? The lowest strata? You want somebody at the post office hijacking foreign policy? They're the upper strata. They get to hijack whatever they want.
That's true. And in the past, it's happened with Henry Kissinger and Richard Nixon, for example.
Kissinger's a friend of the show, so watch what you say.
But generally, the American people would judge them by whether their policy, when they hijack policy, is successful or not. And
but the judgment comes at election time. But the judgment comes at election time, and the American people said, sounds good to us, here's 4 more years.
Well, judgment also comes when the Congress, a separate and equal branch of government, exercises its rightful oversight of the executive.
No. The Constitution does not give Congress oversight. Tony Snow was very clear about that.
That's a myth.
That's a myth. That's a myth, along with habeas corpus.
I believe that Dick Cheney and George Bush believe that too.
The Congress's job is to stand up for what the people have sent them into Congress to do until such times it gets serious, and then they roll over. And they have done that repeatedly. So they've done their job.
No argument here on that.
Now, you characterize Bush as not versed in international relations and not too much interested.
That's correct.
Well, then wasn't it good for Cheney and Rumsfeld to take over the reins? Because they were versed and they were interested.
Cheney and Rumsfeld were versed, and so was Colin Powell. Colin Powell, I would argue, was more versed than they. And
then how come he didn't win?
Well, when you gang up 2-1 and you have the president on your side when you need him, and it's 3-1 with the big guy really constituting the third, it's difficult to win.
But none of those 3 ever went to war. Colin Powell was a soldier. Couldn't he have beaten up them if he really his point? If his position was really all that good. And after all, he went to the UN and made the strong case for the war. He held up the salt shaker full of anthrax and had those photographs that showed scientists making anthrax in the labs. Had close-ups of the labs, and they saw the tubes, and they were labeled anthrax, and nobody could dispute that.
Let me go to your first point. I agree with you. I wish we had taken them on. I wish we'd taken them on in a much more aggressive fashion than we did.
Well, why, wait, I'm going to make my point, don't clap. Now, why did you not then?
That's a question that I'll have to live with for the rest of my life, and I think Colin Powell will too. We did not take them on as aggressively as we should have, and we did not take them on at key points when we should have.
But listen, you advised Colin Powell. Colin Powell went to the UN. He sold the case. But, you went with the best of intentions, true?
We did.
You did your best, and you win some,
and
you lose a rock.
Unfortunately, we went with the best intelligence that the United States could produce too, and that was a dismal failure.
So you're blaming the CIA? You just blame the CIA?
Not completely.
You did, but partially.
It was
partially. George Tenet won the Medal of Freedom, sir.
George Tenet also failed to predict that there were no WMD in Iraq.
Well, everybody thought there were WMDs in Iraq.
Not everybody.
Everybody did.
No,
everybody. Everybody. I just said it again. Everybody did. And I think if I say it enough, it becomes true.
Assistant Secretary of State Carl Ford for Intelligence would tell you that's not true because he had a big...
He's not on the show right now, so we're going to go with what I say.
Big glaring footnote in the National Intelligence Estimate that said Iraq does not have an active nuclear program.
What's the whole thrust of this? If it was a mistake to go in your opinion, are you saying pull out now, pull out immediately? Let's get out, tomorrow, Monday, let's be gone.
I'm saying the biggest problem we've got right now is less than 1% of America is bleeding and dying for the rest of America, and they're tired of it, and they're sick of it, and there's no end in sight to it, and we're going to have to get out.
So now? Are you saying now? Are the words you're looking for cut and run? Are you looking to run right now?
Let me put some words in your mouth. Let's turn and walk.
Turn and walk?
Yeah.
So now when? When are we out?
We have to.
When are we out?
In less than a year. By December of next year.
That's actually more than a year.
Your Army, my Army, the Marine Corps will be broken. They're on the verge of being broken.
So
right
out
now.
by December 2000.
Army's short 15,000 captains. The Army's giving $35,000 bonuses to captains just to attract them to stay. West Point's got its highest attrition rates in the last 20 years in terms of its class when they come to their 5-6 year commitments. This is not sustainable. So to answer your question, we will have to come out within the next year.
Okay. So this time next year. Okay. When we get to this time next year, how long do we extend from there?
There will still be a residual troop presence, but it can't be anything near what we've got now.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Colonel Lawrence Wilkerson, we'll be right back.